Hey guys, Liza Hudson from ConversionWise here, and today I'm doing a quick video on why your conversion rates are so important. So before I jump into the topic of the day, I do have just a couple of announcements. Firstly, if you're just joining us in YouTube and you're new here, thank you for watching. And if you are not a member of our Facebook group, then underneath this video, you will find a link. You can click there and ask to join. It is completely free. It's the conversion rate community. You can find it at /ConversionWise on Facebook. And in here, this is a completely free group. You're going to find lots of like-minded individuals. There are tips, there are tricks, basically, and anything and everything to do with CRO. You can also get free audits. It's just a really great community to be a member of. And guys, if you're currently watching us from the community and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please make sure you click subscribe and don't forget to click the notification bell. That way you'll get told every time we drop some new videos. Now, I'm going to be dropping a few videos over the next couple of weeks, so it's nice to be back. And yeah, let's hop into the topic of the day. Now, the reason I wanted to talk to you about why your conversion rate is so very important is because so very, very often this gets overlooked. Now, if you'd like to have a discussion with us about how we could potentially help you with yours, then I'm also going to pop my Calendly link, my booking link underneath this video as well. But let's have a look at conversion rate. So I'm going to use our conversion rate calculator to kind of just show you the power of conversion rates and average order values. And I'm going to use a kind of real life example as well. Now, the reason I want to do this is because very often we feel like conversion rates are almost overlooked because people are so focused in on their traffic. It's all about scaling traffic, and that's great. You know, if you're in a position where you're at the point and you're trying to grow and scale your traffic, then all power to you. But I can almost guarantee you that you are leaving money on the table. Now, what's more typical is that a lot of people are kind of stagnant. They're getting the same amount of traffic every month. And this is where it can really show you the power of increasing your conversion rates and, you know, optimizing what you currently have, but without spending all that additional money. Now, you might have seen this one before on one of our videos. This is Let's Explore. We've done a lot of work with these guys. And if you've ever been on our site, you'll see this is a product page within their store. You'll see that we've increased their conversion rate by 300%. Now, that sounds like an absolutely massive increase, and it is, but it's absolutely doable. It's by using our principles, which you'll find in all of our other videos. And it's just about, you know, optimizing what you currently have rather than keep trying to scale. So this is Let's Explore, and let's use them as an example to show you the difference. Now, let's say that we have, just make sure this is correct, that we just have 10,000 visitors to your site. So you're driving 10,000 people to your site every single month. Okay. Now, this is actually a fairly typical number that we quite often see. You might have loads more. Obviously, that'd be great, but let's stick with the 10,000 because it's quite achievable for a lot of people. Now, if the conversion rate, whoops, okay, my calculator just went a bit funny, apologies. Let's go back to 10,000 visitors, and let's say the conversion rate was 1%. Now, this is very, very typical of a lot of stores that we see coming through to us, anywhere around the sort of 2% mark before optimizing. So we've got a 1% conversion rate, and we've got, let's use Let's Explore example, because theirs is $69, but we'll just round it up to 70, and your AOV is $70. So obviously we've got 100 conversions per month, and this would give you your revenue of $7,000. So without touching anything, the same traffic, you're sitting there on $7,000 with your monthly revenue. Now, an increase of 300% means that we would have taken this conversion rate to 4%. And let's say that there's absolutely no increase in AOV. Now, look what happens here. So we've gone from 100 conversions a month to 400 conversions a month. We've not touched the AOV, guys, but you've got an additional revenue of $21,000. That's a 300% increase in revenue, 300% increase in your conversion rate. And this gives you that additional revenue. So your total revenue is now 28,000. Like, I cannot stress the fact that this is from exactly the same amount of traffic as was had the month before and the month before. This isn't by spending any more money in terms of traffic. This is just optimizing what you have. And you can see the power of it. I mean, imagine what you can do with that extra $21,000 per month, right? You can then think about scaling. You can kind of reinvest. You'll get better scores for your site. And this isn't even looking at lifetime value. So it's always really, really exciting. But it doesn't even have to be, the numbers don't even have to be that dramatic. So, for a lot of people, say you were doing this yourself, then you might think, do you know what? Let me just increase it by 0.5. So we go up by 0.5%. Which is still a 50% increase. But, without touching the AOV, we've now got an additional $3,500 per month. So it just goes to show, when you look at total monthly revenue and additional revenue, how much you could actually be leaving on the table by not optimizing your sites. Now, imagine that we actually increase your AOV. Now, for us, when we look at people's sites, we always look to increase your average order value. If you're sat there right now and you've got a one product store, and you're not sort of using an upsell or a cross sell, or maybe even trying to bundle, then you are absolutely missing out on even more kind of revenue. So really, guys, you must consider your average order value and thinking of ways that you can kind of bump that up. Maybe you could turn it into a subscription. You might not have a kind of upsell you want to use, but you can turn it into a subscription itself. So let's say we do an average order value increase of, let's just say, $10. Then all of a sudden, you're now getting an additional revenue of $5,000 per month. Your AOV has gone up to 80. And of course, you're getting that 71% increase in your revenue per month. Now, I know I just keep talking about the increase, but it is so incredibly important. So often we see people just saying, yep, we're going to scale our ads. And we're like, stop, guys, just stop and think about what you currently have and how you can optimize it. Now, let's just go back to some of these optimizations which can help you to increase your conversion rates. And this is looking at a product page that we did with Let's Explore. Now, there's a few things here that are done that we would recommend that you kind of go away and implement. And it doesn't take massive amount of design skills or things like this. These are things you could literally go away and implement today. So, for example, the first thing is we have some very clear social proof above the fold within this product page. So this is still a product page. It's not a sales page. This is great for your PPC and for your organic, and it's going to help you increase those conversion rates. So we have these key components. We've got a nice, strong value proposition. We have our social proof. We've got sort of some bullet points here, pulling out on those sort of key benefits and features within the product, a very strong, large call to action so that it's super clear that there's an action for me to take. We have nice trust above the fold. It's so often on product pages in particular, we see a lack of trust seals above the fold. And I am almost specifically referring to payment icons. Very, very often you will just see them in the footer. And guys, you are missing a trick. Implement them underneath your call to action on the hero section. Another thing here that's going to help you to increase your conversion rate is to include scarcity. We have, a little green icon. You could have just in stock here. Or this is really nice because it's got, order today to avoid disappointment. So not only is it creating that scarcity, but it's using emotive terminology in order to make your consumer take that action. So, there's a few things above the fold here that we'd absolutely recommend. Critical components being that imagery, headline, social proof, trust proof, call to action and those nice benefits. Now, just to go through the page as we go through, we then go into some more trust features here. Then we go into interest. So you're going to start to pique your consumers' interest. And here, obviously, these guys have got some absolutely awesome graphics, but essentially it's the content. So it's all about the product, you know, what's in it for your consumer. And as we go through, we're going to follow that process and really kind of sell the consumer as we go. And here we have something called a process step. Process steps are great for piquing your consumer's interest. Essentially break it down into 3. Now here it's very specific. So it's telling them about downloading, insert, and explore and learn. So this is essentially how to use this product. If you have a product that leans towards this, then go ahead and do a 1, 2, 3 on how to use. If you don't have a product that needs that kind of how to use it, then think about using something like 1, order your product. 2, you'll get it in such and such a time. 3, you're going to benefit from. So it's what the consumer needs to do, what you will do, and then how the consumer will benefit. Don't forget to add repeating calls to action as you go through your product page. Again, something we see missing so very often on product pages is that repeat CTA leading back to the product that they actually came here for. So really like a good little tip there for you guys. Here we have some really nice content. And then of course we go into the social proof section, and that's just because my internet is atrocious, that is not loading, so apologies. We go into the social proof section. Always have an FAQ section on your page. You'd be amazed how many pages don't, how many stores don't, but your consumer will always have pretty much the same questions when it comes through a store. If you don't know what they are, then ask your consumer, you know, get yourself a little Hotjar survey on there, do it during your emails, like, and you know, the Hotjar ones are really good because you can do, you know, why didn't you purchase today? You can find out that information and you can ask them what it is that they're kind of searching for. And by that information, you can then address it on the page. And that means that if your consumer gets to the bottom of the page, the chances are you're going to address their question. And then as we get to the bottom of the page, repeat your call to action. Now, product pages, very typically you'll see the related products, and that's absolutely great. And there's no problems with that at all, as you would expect in a store. But please do not forget to add a last call to action, giving your consumer the opportunity to purchase the product that they actually came here for. And that's something that we see lacking in so very many pages. So we'd love for you guys to take something from this and go away and implement it onto your store today. Now, guys, you can actually use this calculator yourself. It's just for conversionwise.com/ROI calculator. And of course, if you would like our help to sort of help increase your conversion rate, your AOV, you know, look at your lifetime value, then we would love to have a chat with you. And again, I will drop my booking link in the description below, and I would love to hear from you. So guys, I hope that from this you'll have grabbed just a couple of pointers on A, some bits that you can do to increase your conversion rate, and B, just the power of those numbers. A small uplift in conversion equals big bucks in your revenue. Anyway guys, thank you for today. I will be dropping a new video soon, so stay tuned.